the tips and tricks for newbies. So if you've been inspired to try doing this, or you've been doing it for a while, this is really gonna help you. I'm gonna give you my best tips on how to kick ass when you're doing this. So let's jump into it. How I succeeded my 1 year no-fap. And the biggest thing for me, and you should really ask yourself this, is what is your why? What do I mean by that? Why are you doing this? What goal do you want to achieve? What is it about your life that you don't like? You need to explore that and really get to the root of why you are doing this. Write it down on a piece of paper. So for example, for me, it was my underlying desire to live a more spiritually aligned life. I really wanted to quit porn and quit that whole thing because I truly wanted to align myself with spiritual teachings, which go explore many of the spiritual teachings. They all urge you away from that kind of behavior and kind of get you into more of a chaste mindset, a pure mindset, where you're focusing on relationship building, marriage, and getting intimate with one other human being. And it's not the way it is right now with mass consumption of multiple women through porn. So for me, that was my why, one of my whys. I just wanted to improve my life overall. I wanted to be better, faster, stronger, and that was kind of my main motivation. I wanted to use the boost in energy and the boost in motivation to tackle my career goals and other personal goals as well. So you gotta understand your why. That is huge. And a lot of people will quit. If you don't have a reason, a truly defining reason as to why you're doing it, you're gonna drop it and quit after the cravings start to come. So you really need to be upfront with yourself, be honest with yourself, and say, by doing this, I am going to achieve that, and that is the prize, and you remember that when you feel like touching your penis. The next thing that I want to talk about really quick that really helped me is understanding this principle of the habit loop, which there's a beautiful book that I read about this, which is where I got the idea, and you can check that out. I'll include a link to the book in the notes below. But the principle is that you have these 3 stages of a habit, which is called the habit loop. You have the cue, which is the signal that you get, which creates a trigger for you to take some sort of routine. For example, masturbating. The cue could be porn or seeing like some beautiful bikini girl on Instagram. And then the routine is that you masturbate and then you have a reward, which is the orgasm. It feels good, you get that dopamine rush and you feel like awesome. Now, if you want to break any habit, the key is to you either ignore the cue completely, so like stop looking at social media, or change the routine. So if you're looking at this naked bikini girl on Instagram and you're getting aroused and it's triggering that, instead of taking the routine of touching yourself and getting a reward through that, switch the routine to something else. Like maybe go eat a cookie or do something healthier, like go to the gym. You get the same kind of reward. It might not be as good or as potent, but it still feels good. So you eat that cookie, you feel good. You go to the gym, you work out really hard, dopamine starts flowing again, and you feel good. So you're just switching that routine out. It's very important to keep the habit loop closed in the sense that you want to make sure you're always getting a reward. Because if you just quit watching porn and quit masturbating and there's no reward for quitting, it's very unlikely that you'll be able to sustain that over a long period of time. If you want to learn more about that, Google it, read the book. For the first 30 days, I literally had to avoid social media. I don't know what it is about women these days, but they're trying to appeal to men and they're literally wearing nothing, and it is the most painful experience you will ever have. So avoid it for 30 days. And then when you feel strong and you feel confident, like a few months down the road, I could just look at anything. I wouldn't dwell on it. I kind of turn a blind eye. So if I see something that I know is going to turn me on, I'll kind of swipe through away from it. But just be aware of that. You want to avoid it when you can, and don't put yourself in harm's way, right? If you're an alcoholic and you're trying to quit drinking, You don't go to a bar surrounded by everybody who's drinking. Like, it's just not a good situation to put yourself in. And it's the same thing with quitting porn. Don't put yourself in that situation where you're gonna get turned on. The next big thing is keeping busy. This is my favorite thing to do. This is the reason I started, is I wanted to focus on things that I love to do. So being busy with athletics, going to the gym, playing sports. You know, in the summer we were going to the river all the time, volleyball and tennis, and it's just been awesome. You're constantly focusing on what you love and nothing else. Education is huge. Make sure you're stimulating your brain. The same stimulation that comes from these sexual experiences can also be reached through learning new things. So take some new courses and chase those hobbies that you've been denying yourself. Set new goals and reach new goals. So that's another thing. Keep yourself busy. You know, another thing is do push-ups, write a book or something, do photography, call a friend. You want to keep busy when those cravings come. It's the only way you'll be able to escape them. If you sit there and you let the cravings take over, it will literally destroy your life. Make a list of things that you can do that when the cravings start, you immediately have that no-brainer action that you love, and you go and you take it. So for me, I was taking a lot of writing courses, and every time I got the craving, you know, I work from home, I'm with my computer 24 hours a day, I get bored. I literally, for the last year, have not been bored 1 second. I always have something to do. There's always something exciting to learn. I buy courses all the time, and it has completely changed my life. I have no thoughts or boredom that leads me to want to masturbate, and I highly recommend you do that. Make a list of all the things that you love to do and that you want to do, and focus on those when the cravings kick in. The next big thing is that the first 30 days are literally a roller coaster ride. You are going to go through all sorts of ups and downs, and just be okay with it. That's just the game. It's everything resetting in your head. You're basically unprogramming years of a habit. So it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. The next big thing is the Amish Hour. There's a lot of people who relapse right before bed because you get to playing on your phone, your computer's right there, you get turned on. I don't know, you just are very likely to relapse just before bed. What a lot of people have done that have helped is you try this thing called the Amish Hour. The Amish are people who don't use electricity or anything. You basically, for 1 hour before bed, remove all electronic devices out of your room, and you literally read a book or write or do something non-electronic. Amish Hour. That might save your life. I found eliminating stress in your life is huge. It's probably the number one cause of relapses, where you're just so miserable that you need to orgasm to feel good and happy again. So manage stress, figure out ways to overcome challenges in other ways other than masturbating, and you'll be good. I also recommend reading a book called Awaken the Giant by Tony Robbins. It will completely shift the way you think about everything. Just write that note down. I'll put it in the notes below. It's called Awaken the Giant. It's about a 2-hour long audiobook. You could probably find it on YouTube, but that book will change the way you handle this, the way you deal with this, choices in your life. It's a no-brainer, and it really helps. I found that working out a lot really helps. It's the greatest thing you can do while NoFap, because your testosterone levels are high, and it's just so much more fun. So definitely work out, listen to good music, and enjoy it. Now here's a huge secret. Supplements, they help you reduce stress. They help your brain crave things less. So make sure you're taking the following supplements, and they'll really help. I recommend L-Tyrosine, which boosts dopamine levels, and that's basically that unmotivated, shitty feeling that you have. L-Tyrosine gets rid of that, and you literally don't really have as much cravings, and you feel good and you feel motivated. So it's really cheap too. It's like $6 or something. So go check out L-Tyrosine. Also pick up 5-HTP, which kind of boosts serotonin. It helps you feel relaxed. You're not as affected by stressful situations. You just feel good all the time. So those two supplements, L-Tyrosine and 5-HTP, together, kind of make you bulletproof, where of course shitty things could happen and you might want to relapse, but it will definitely help you have a fighting chance against those cravings. The last thing I'll quickly recommend, which is a bit more expensive, pick up the Athletic Greens. I'll put a link to it below. Tim Ferriss actually recommends it as the #1 supplement. It's just a bunch of, it's like 82 exotic fruits and vegetables, organic, powdered. So you just mix it up, drink it, and it hits all your vitamins that you need. So your brain feels good, your body feels good, and you're craving a lot less. Because a lot of cravings come from nutritional deficiencies. I'm not a nutritionist, but literally I've made it a year without masturbating, and I owe it to these supplements. Another really important thing is having your life in balance so that you're feeling happy and you don't need shit like drugs, alcohol, porn. So the next thing I want to talk about is your 6 core needs as a human being, and I highly recommend you focus on these 6 things in your life, which are going to make you feel more whole and complete so you don't crave things to try and fill in the gaps. So the 6 core needs are your physical, you need to address your physical health. So that's, doing something that you love, that's active, like playing tennis, surfing, snowboarding, going to the gym. Make sure you're focusing on those things, focusing on your emotional needs, which is feeling pains and happiness to different extremes. Focus on your social life, having good friends, good community, doing something that feels purposeful to you, having intellectual stimulation, so make sure you're reading books, articles, anything that's going to help you grow and improve, as well as focusing on your spiritual needs. So participate in some sort of spirituality, doesn't matter what it is, but it's really going to make a big difference. Also, addressing your sexual needs. So just because you're quitting masturbation and porn doesn't mean you have to quit everything to do with sexuality. So make sure you're addressing your sexual needs as a human being in healthy ways. And then finally, you want to be firm in your decision. This is a huge tip, but you need to treat yourself good. You need to be confident with this decision that you've made and not waver from it. Like, just do it because you're telling yourself to do it, so you do it. But at the same time, you want to be easy on yourself and not hard on yourself. I mean, keep in mind, you are in the top 10% of people in the world that are willing to cut that out of your life. And I mean, just for that alone, you deserve a huge high five. My biggest takeaway from this whole 1-year experience would be that I would never go back. I am never going to watch porn again. I'm never going to masturbate again. The benefits are just too amazing. There's no going back. I don't crave it whatsoever. I don't even remember what it was like, which is awesome, because if you don't remember it, you don't crave it, which is great. So doing the whole 1 year is a bit extreme, but it has taught me so much, and I've grown so much as a human being because of it, and I can't stop recommending it enough. So definitely try it. It will change your life. If you're wanting change, if you're tired, if you're sick, if you're unhappy, do it. Try it for 7 days. Then try it for 30 days. You will not regret it. It will change your life. I just want to wrap up. I hope there's a lot of information to digest, but I hope it was informative. I hope you got some tips, and I hope it inspired you. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram or any social media account. I'll put the notes below, but if I don't, it's at 1000 Life Lessons. You can find me everywhere by just typing that in. And if you want help, you can also hire me as a coach. If you go to www.coach.me/life lessons, I am a coach on that app for your iPhone or your Android. You can hire me, and what I basically do is I give you additional personalized coaching tips, and I hold you accountable. You do check-ins every day, and I make sure you're checking in. I also send you personalized resources and tips to kind of inspire and motivate you while you're doing this journey. And literally, it's like $15 per week, and you get unlimited access to me. You can message me anytime. You get unlimited check-ins and communication, personalized advice to overcome your biggest obstacles while you're on this challenge, and obviously you can switch or cancel anytime. It's an amazing app. You can hire coaches for anything in life that you want to improve, and you can definitely, I'm more than happy to work with you and help you out. Other than that, I hope that you enjoy the new year and you set some great goals for yourself, and I will catch you later. I'm going to go enjoy life. Peace.